Namaste. Hello, all. Welcome back to another episode of the Oz Moms Diaries. I want to thank each and every one of you for constantly supporting. Please do subscribe, like, and share. Music gives a soul to the universe, wings to the mind, flight to the imagination, and life to everything, said Plato. Today, I have a very special Osmom guest, Kritika Chandrasekhar. She is not only going to take us on an inspirational journey today, but she's also going to mesmerize us with her soulful voice. Kritika is a trained Hindustani and classical vocalist, Carnatic vocalist, and a B grade performing artist for All India Radio. She has participated in several television shows and has won the well acclaimed Sun TV Saptaswarangal. 80s and 90s kids will definitely recognize this show. She has also performed in many other renowned venues across South India. Currently, she lives in Malaysia with her husband and her two adorable boys. So, come, let's talk to Kritika and let's find out more about her inspiring life journey.
ஒரு மாத்திரையெங்கிலும் கேட்காதே வையனின் மூரடி பொழிക്കുന്ന தாராபாவம் மூரடி பொழிക്കുന്ന தாராபாவம் ഹരിനാമ കീർത്തനം ഉണരും പുലരിയിൽ തിരുവാക ചാർത്തു ഞാനോർത്ത് പോകും ഒരു പിരി എങ്ങാനും കാണും പുഴവിടോത്തേ ഒരു പിരി എങ്ങാനും കാണും പുഴവിടോത്തേ തിരുമുടി കണ്ണിൽ മുന്നിലും തിരുമുടി കണ്ണിൽ മുന്നിലും.
Hi, Kritika.
Hi, Dipti. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you.
It's a great pleasure and honor to have you on the Osmoms Diaries.
Thanks. Pleasure is mine, and thank you for thinking about me.
Sure. So, Kritika, let's start from the beginning. At what age was your foray into the world of music? When did you start singing first? And was there anybody in the family that sang or had an interest in music?
Okay. So, I think any South Indian family or Tamil South Indian family, I think when you reach the age of 5, you're automatically either pushed into a music class or a dance class. So it was very similar at my place too. But my mother always used to tell me a funny story that apparently I was extremely talkative. I started talking when I was, I think, 11 months already.
Okay.
And whenever she used to wake up in the morning to put the rangoli outside or kolam outside the house,
Yeah.
I would apparently run out and I would sing. I would just like randomly, like say something, and then there were people from their balconies who used to scream, "Oh, our apartment, Lata Mangeshkar has come."
Okay.
I still don't understand what the comparison was, but then it was very funny to listen to.
Okay.
So yeah, I was 5 when I formally joined Carnatic classes, and it so happened that my guru, my first guru, she's no more late, Srila Vasudev Murthy, she was in the same apartment as I lived in. So the perk was that she had an amazing German Shepherd, I think.
Okay.
So that was a big plus for me to go to class every week. But yeah, that's how my music journey started.
That's wonderful. And in any of the arts, like you mentioned, your first guru, the guru is most important because if you have a great guru, you not only learn music or any of the whatever art you're learning, you learn much more from them, from their experience. So, can you talk to us about your gurus and share your learnings through them?
I've been very blessed. I have to tell you that. As I said, with Sheila Auntie, I learned for about 10 years with her. I passed my exam and things like that. And then came Saptaswarangal, which you spoke about. And it was during my teens. I think I was 15, if I was not wrong, 15, 16. So obviously you make new friends, you tend to listen to more music. And then there was this time where I wanted to move to Hindustani.
Okay.
But unfortunately, my guru passed away, and I had moved to another guru called Srimati Lakshmi Raja. It was a very brief period that I learned from her, Carnatic.
Okay.
And then I moved to learn Hindustani, to begin Hindustani. And I first started with under Srimati Geeta Hegde.
Okay.
A friend of mine who sang with me in Saptaswarangal, she was learning from her. So she immediately took me to auntie.
Okay.
And thereon I moved to Srimati Purnima Bhatt Kulkarni.
Okay.
And during this time, all the while, as soon as I entered college, I also started learning semi-classical music from Pandit Vishwanath Nakot. He's a ace tablist, tabla artist,
Yeah.
and also a semi-classical singer. So with him, I've always, I mean, I think when I was 16 or 17, I joined him, and I still continue to learn from him. So yeah, then I got married in 2010, and I moved out of India. So, you know, there was a gap there.
Right.
And we lived in Singapore for a period of 6 months. So that was a break for me. But in Hong Kong, I came across this wonderful person, Jairam, who was from Calcutta. And I actually went for classes to him. So it has been, you know, that I've had constant gurus throughout, been blessed. Then once I moved to Malaysia, I've been associated with the Temple of Fine Arts. So I learned Hindustani from my guru Priyanka Raman, and I've also started learning the a cappella form of music. So
wow.
my guru Jyotsna Nityanandan, yes, so they're all like amazing gurus. And after 10 years, thanks to coronavirus, my sir actually started taking online classes. So after a 10-year hiatus, I've actually like started my semi-classical classes again online through Pandit Vishwanath Nakot. So that's been like my highlight for me. So yeah, these people have, you know, like were kind enough to take me into their wings and, you know, help me learn and grow. So I'm always indebted to all of them. I hope I've not missed out on anybody, but yes, they are my gurus, and I've learned so much from each one of them, and I continue to learn a lot from them. Yep. I think the learning never stops. Yeah.
Yeah, of course, that's absolutely right. And on that note, can we hear 2 lines of anything you want to dedicate to your gurus? Any?
Sure. I'd like to sing a bhajan which Sir has composed, Nakot Sir has composed. This was the first song I learned from him, so I guess I will sing that song. I'm just going to quickly turn on the Shruti if you don't mind.
No problem.
हरि दर्शन की प्यासी अखियाँ, हरि दर्शन की प्यासी, देखो चाहत, देखो चाहत, देखो चाहत, कमल नैन को निस दिन रहत उदासी, निस दिन रहत उदासी, अखियाँ हरि दर्शन की प्यासी.
Wow. You have such a beautiful voice, Kritika, no doubt.
Thank you.
That was so beautiful. So, talking about gurus, let's talk about your first guru, which for all of us is our mother. So, what was her influence in your life, in your musical journey? And so, let's hear about that.
Sure. Unfortunately, she's no more. I lost her in 2015, end of 2015. Just 15 days before I had to move to Malaysia, so it was a mess. But anyway, so yeah, I mean, she has been the biggest influence in my life. So obviously she loved music. Because she couldn't learn music, she always felt that I had to learn music. So I'm so grateful for her that, grateful to her that, she, I keep saying push me into it, because obviously as a child, nobody wants to sit in the
Yeah.
same place and repeat song after song. But then, yeah, of course, she sowed the seed, and I think I'm reaping the benefits of it. But yeah, I'm really, really thankful to her for that. Navratri, for example, even if I'd learned like a song, a simple song, Navratri 9 days, I had to sing come what may. My mother was like, "What are you learning for? To sing. So
Correct.
you have to go and sing everywhere." So things like stage fear and all that, I don't even know what stage fear is, solely because, of course, as you get older, you're like, thinking of so many other things. When you get on stage, you need to sing well and not fumble and things. But at that age, you knew nothing about it. So I feel like all those sort of things, even without her being a performer or being an artist, she imbibed a lot of those qualities in me. So yeah, so of course her influence has been extremely, extremely big in my life, whether it's music or otherwise.
And from all your social media posts, I know that she was a big Talaivar fan, and that just transcended into you being a big Talaivar fan. And also your son's birthday, he got Talaivar cupcakes, which I don't
Yes.
think anybody in the world would have had that. But I was just amazed looking at those. So so tell us a little bit about how she was a big fan. And
So her father was also a big movie buff, and in those days, girls were not allowed to go out and all that. But
yeah.
somehow my mother got this special treatment from her father, where they used to go out for late night shows, and that's how my mom fell in love with movies and eventually Rajnikant. There are some things you associate with somebody who's passed on, and for me, strangely, it's been Rajnikant. So whenever I listen to a song of his or watch a movie of his, it somehow brings back those happier memories with my mother.
Mhm.
So yeah, so she was a huge movie buff, and obviously that translated, and it also helped with the fact that Rohit is a huge fan of Rajnikant as well. So he is a fanatic who catches movies first day first show. So it was like, well, I'm not really missing anything, because even in this house I get to see the same
Yeah.
emotion. I think, yeah, it, and they know that their party used to like
Right.
Superstar. So
Right.
I think it's a nice way to give them stories about their grandparents without having to really miss them, or I don't want it to be like a sad story.
Correct.
It's easier to celebrate them with happier memories. So
True.
yeah, this is the long story of Superstar Rajnikant's association with us. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
On that note, can you sing us a song from one of Talaivar's movies?
Of course, yes, yes. My mother's favorite. வெள்ளை புறா ஒன்று ஏங்குது கையில் வராமலே, வெள்ளை புறா ஒன்று ஏங்குது கையில் வராமலே, நமது கதை பொது கவிதை இலக்கணங்கள் இதற்கு இல்லை, நான் உந்தன் பூமாலை. ஓ, வெள்ளை புறா ஒன்று ஏங்குது கையில் வராமலே.
So beautiful. Thank you. And so the other question I wanted to ask you was how you must have been doing kacheris and stage shows, right? Like once you went a little bit ahead in your musical journey. And you have also participated in quite a few shows, like television shows and things like that. So how is it different from, I know it's completely different, but how is the feeling? Like, can you describe the atmosphere performing in a kacheri and performing in a television show? And how has it shaped you as a singer, both these experiences?
So Saptaswarangal happened, that was my first reality show, happened when I was 16. it was more, I would say, recognition, like I would walk on the streets and people would say, oh my God, you came on Sun TV. And that was like a huge high. So I wouldn't, I mean, of course, we weren't even aware of things like camera and all that, because music was what kept us going. So as long as we got to sing songs and moved on in the competition, that's all mattered. So that experience is completely different, because you need to get dressed well, because you're on TV, you need to look good. There are a lot of other things apart from the singing.
Correct.
Also, which you have to kacheri. I wouldn't say I mean, I've given a lot of kacheris. I have done shows like in ISKCON, and I've toured with my guru to Kerala and done a show there. And in fact, after moving out of India, I've done a lot more shows on stage, both classical and non-classical.
Mm-hmm.
Classical, at least, there's a fixed format. You know what you're supposed to sing first, second, and then thereon, So you're pretty much practicing for it, and then you just sing just like that. So I just feel that maybe I'm singing in this particular way, or people like to listen to me, maybe because I attribute it to the fact that my foundation in classical music has been strong. So yeah.
So moving on to your motherhood journey, you have 2 boys and busy mom. So share with us, how is it, being a mother, and how is your life with your children?
So I have 2 boys. Don't be surprised. We come from, apart from being Rajini fanatics, we're also sports fanatics. In fact, after I got married, I remember Rohit had to move to Singapore. It was 2011 World Cup, the one which we won, and my mother-in-law and I bonded over World Cup.
Okay.
You will not believe it. Rohit was not there, and we were watching matches together. So we actually named our son Sachin and Saurabh.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not a surprise for you because you already know that.
Yeah.
So, music has always been a big part in their lives. Motherhood has been extremely special because I had Sachin. I mean, both my kids were born in Hong Kong. So, in fact, I remember when Sachin was 1 month old, we had a show.
Okay.
And I would practice for the show, and there was this particular song, a Malayalam song called Oru Neram Engilum, which I had to sing for the show. And I had sung it so much during practice and the show. My son had literally 1 month older. He had caught on to it, and till he was about 9 or 10 months, that was his lullaby.
Wow.
Up to a point that I got so bored that I actually recorded it and I used to play it every day. I'm like, I'm done singing this song. I can't do it anymore. So music has always been a big part. Motherhood, I'd say, is just like, it just flows like a river, I mean, nobody's really ready for motherhood as such. It just comes naturally, I guess. So, and then it also depends on a lot of help you get, along the journey. So music, I've never had to put music aside. As I said, when he was 1 month old, I had a show. Similarly, when he was, I think, 4 or 5 months, we had a huge show, but I actually would carry him in the baby bag, would stand for 2-3 hours and practice. And, my friends would take turns to carry him. So, music has never stopped just because I became a mother. In fact, I've tried to involve the kids in music as well. Yeah. Having said that, my second one, my first one is 7 now. He's already started to learn music.
Okay.
He really has an ear for music, I think. At least he enjoys music. For me, it's not about learning and, becoming a famous singer. No. As long as they are gifted with the knowledge of music and they are happy listening and enjoying to any form of music, I'm very happy. That way, motherhood has been okay. I mean, has had, as I said, when I lost my mom, motherhood was very challenging because I lost the one who gave birth to me. And I was a mess because my kids were 9 months and 2 years and 9 months old. It was very difficult. But luckily, again, I had my mother-in-law who's like, not like a mother, who is my mother to me. So, yeah. So as I said, it's like a river. It just flows, it just comes naturally. So yeah, and I've been able to do music. In fact, I've been able to do a lot more music with them. Yeah, so it's just been parallel for me. Yeah.
Great, and having a great support system around you, your husband, your mother-in-law, and everything, I think that also helps. And how has it been during the pandemic for you guys in Malaysia? How has the situation been, and what have you guys been doing?
So we went into a huge, rigorous lockdown on March 18th, if I remember right. Malaysia has been extremely good with the way they've handled the situation. In fact, we feel very lucky that we've been here. The first 3 months were very hard. They were inside. I was the only one getting out of the house to get essentials and things like that. But having said that, having my mother-in-law was a huge support. Online classes were very tough. It's not just the online learning, you have to run a house too. So yeah, so I have to give it to the working mothers, but at the end of the day, I will also say that it's not easy being a homemaker with people at home, and you're looking at a lot more stuff. Right now it's just like double digits. The numbers have been in double digits. So we are under the RMCO, which is called the Recovery Movement Control Order. So we're able to go out for dinner, lunch. I've been able to take the kids out to the park, and that way, I guess we're in a good place, I would say.
Okay.
So, I mean, of course, you did learn a lot. For example, in fact, I'd written a post on social media. The first month, all I know is Rohit has a busy job, and Rohit knows that I run a family. I mean, I'm like running the house, but never has it been that where I'm actually getting to see what he's doing.
Yeah.
So for him to be working from home, I actually was like, oh my God, okay, it's not that he's just sitting at work. It is mentally stressful as well. Right. Similarly, he was like, oh my God, it's not just about cooking or cleaning or taking care of the kids. It's a lot more than that. Yeah. So, the respect for each other, and obviously we are helping. I can't help him with work, but obviously he always used to help at home. Obviously he tended to help more whenever he could. So those are the things you appreciate.
I have a musical rapid fire for you. Usually I have some fun rapid fire questions, but I thought more opportunity to listen to you if we throw in some musical questions. Okay. So the first question is, what is your favorite raga, and could you sing 2 lines of that raga?
Okay, all my friends know that I'm like a sucker for this raga called Jog. It's a Hindustani raga. It's very similar to the scale of Nate in Carnatic. I wouldn't say same, it's just similar. It's on the similar scale. So this rag is something I'm just like crazy about. So I will sing a Hindustani composition. Again, I'm going to turn on the music box if you're okay.
Sure. All yours.
साजन मोहे घर आए, साजन मोहे घर आए, मोहे मना सुख पाए, मोहे मना सुख पाए, साजन 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 मोहे घर आए.
Yep, that's rag Jog. Yeah.
Beautiful. And what is your favorite genre of music?
Well, actually, as I said, I grew up listening to movie songs. Even today, I know I'm guilty of not practicing much because I always tend to listen to a lot of movie songs, a lot of Coke Studio and things like that. Genre of music, definitely classical music in terms of, as I said, foundation, you need to get that right. And I do listen to a lot of classical music. But having said that, I grew up with Raja and then moved to Rahman. So yeah, I don't know. I'm very biased towards Tamil film music. So
that was actually my next question.
Okay.
RR or Ilayaraja, who's your favorite? Or if you like both and you can't pick, then could you sing, 2 lines from both of their
Can. Actually, I can't pick. It's just too
I
difficult.
just do both because it more the merrier for us.
My husband says Raja, and I call him, you belong to a different generation. And I say Rahman, but of course, I don't say Rahman because it's, of course, you can't really choose. So let's do both.
Yeah.
Le Raja.
நீ ஒரு காதல் சங்கீதம் வாய்மொழி சொன்னால் தெய்வீகம் நீ ஒரு காதல் சங்கீதம் வானம் பாடி பறவைகள் ரெண்டு ஊர்வலம் எங்கோ போகிறது காதல் காதல் எனும் ஒரு கீதம் பாடிடும் ஓசை கேட்கிறது.
I'll stop because I'll move to Rahman as well.
Sure.
இடது கண்ணாலே அஹிம்சைகள் செய்தாயே வலது கண்ணாலே வன்முறை செய்தாய் ஆதரிவோடு உயிரது கொண்டேன் ஏழாமறிவாக காதல் வர கண்டேன் எனக்காக நீ கிடைத்தாய் விழுந்து விட்டேனே சுவாசமே சுவாசமே.
Wow, beautiful. That was one of my favorite ERR numbers.
Yay, cool.
Great. And what about your favorite singer?
Okay, my favorite singer, Hindustani, I really listen to a lot of Rashid Kanji, and I also listen to Kaushiki Chakraborty.
Okay.
Of course, film music, I'm a huge fan of Hariharan sir, and female singers, of course, Chitra, Bombay Jayashree. Actually, a lot of, every singer is special, I guess. So, they have their own highlights. So, favorite singer, I would still say Rashid Khan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And like always, old is gold. So, can you sing a song from the era gone by, or any of your favorite numbers from the?
Okay. I had actually sung a song with my husband's cousin.
Okay.
Thanks in the day Vanam, 1960s, I guess.
Wow.
So I think I'll just sing that. It's just here. It's easier for me to remember.
Sure.
தேன் சிந்து தேவானம் உனை என்னை தாலாட்டுதே மேகங்களே தரும் ராகங்களே என்னாலும் வாழ்க.
I don't want you to stop. I want to just keep listening to you.
Thank you so much.
That actually brings us to the end of the interview. And thank you so much, Kritika. It was a pleasure listening to you talk, listening to you sing, of course. And I think this episode is a treat to the ears for people listening. So thank you for being on the Oz Moms Diaries.
Thank you so much, Vicky.
தேன் சிந்து தேவானம் உனை என்னை தாலாட்டுதே மேகங்களே தரும் ராகங்களே என்னாலும் வாழ்க.
தேன் சிந்து தேவானம் உனை என்னை தாலாட்டுதே மேகங்களே